welcome to Himadri Trishmita's 25th anniversary. So right now we will be doing a little ceremony called the Boron. Now, let me explain to you all what the Boron is. It's an age-old tradition that will be upheld tonight. Tonight's adaptation will witness the bride and the bridegroom, as they would normally be returning from the wedding, be welcomed by the family of the bridegroom and other family members. We have his sister, Shuparna Datta, to come out and welcome the newlyweds by blessing them with a holy earthen lamp, sprinkled trefoil and husked rice placed on a bamboo winnow. Then they'll be served sweets and drinks. And here they come. Now we'll have another small tradition called the Malabono, which is basically the exchanging of garments. The bride will place on the bridegroom and the bridegroom will place on the bride. What's an Indian tradition without a little bit of fun, huh? Everybody, welcome ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for attending Himadri Trishmita's, or as I call them, Mama and Mamuni's 25th anniversary celebration. Now, before I begin, just some housekeeping. There is bathrooms outside, out these doors, down the hall to the right. And Around 7:30 there will be the entrees, but the entrees won't be on the table. They'll be served as a buffet just behind you on the black table. Now, tonight we have a wonderful array of performances and entertainment lined up for you to commemorate this momentous occasion. But first up, we have Himadri to Mama. He'll do a welcome speech for you all.
I have to look at it and then speak. Okay, I'd like to first of all welcome you all to this tonight, which is the celebration of our 25th anniversary. Myself and Shushmita, my wife, and we would like to welcome you all for this event. And like, wouldn't like to take too much of time of yours, but I've written a big one, but I think I have to curtail that and make it smaller. Like to tell in brief, our journey, the wedded life, started on 3rd of March 1990 at, I call it Dilshad Gardens, but I call my wife, it's called Nandanagri, because she is a beloved believer of Nandalala, and she was there when we married. It was also called Nandanagri, so I call her, oh, I got married in Nandanagri, but it was actually called Dilshad Gardens, opposite, this hospital. There was a hospital, big hospital, GTB hospital. And then that's where it started, our married life. And then, just after a month, I departed for Australia on 27th of April 1990. I came on my own because when I applied for the visa, it was a single bachelor's visa. And then I came here, and then I was looking for work. And after about 6-7 months, I thought I'll get my wife here as well. So I went to the immigration office and sort of put in my application for my spouse. But when I put in my application, the immigration department called me and they said, Himadri, you can't bring your wife here. I said, what? He said, because you came on a bachelor's visa, and how can you be married? That's our record shows that you're not a married man. How can you get her? I said, no, he's married. She said, no, you can't. So I said, what will happen? He said, we're going to deport you back to India. I said, oh God. Then I had a couple of other friends I spoke to. They referred me on to Community Justice Center in Bankstown. I spoke to a couple of community solicitors, and they said, don't worry, we'll give you some advice. So they gave me some advice, and then I spoke to them. And then they finally said, okay, the only thing which can get you through is that we'll check your the thing which you fill out when you land in Sydney airport. If it says that you're married, then we'll allow your wife to come into the country. Otherwise, you'll have to go back and apply for visa again. I said, oh God. So they checked it, and after 1 month, I think, 2 months, they came back to me and said, you're lucky, you ticked it and that you're married. So that was step one. Then I went to apply, and then they said, oh, you need paperwork that you've got. Have you got official paperwork? I said, no, I don't have any. I said, we in India don't get married legally. We get married only socially. He said, no, that's not acceptable. I said, I'll give you a stat there. He said, no, it's not acceptable. I said, oh God. So then again, I have to go back to India and then get married legally again in Tees Hazari Court. All of you know, in Delhi. And there we had a maid of ours, Rashmi and all you know, from college, from Pusa, Sunita. I don't know what's the first name, when before marriage, now Sunita Prayog. So her husband? Sunita Wadhwa, okay. She was one year senior to us in Pusa, and she was teaching with me at Foodcraft Institute of Lajpat Nagar when I was there in Delhi. So her husband was the chief magistrate of the section which registered weddings and marriages. So luckily, he said, come on man, don't worry, just come over and you get it done. And that's how, she got her things done, we got her paperwork through. But then it took again 6 months for her to finally land in Australia. And then when she landed in Australia, I didn't have a full-time job. It was the peak of recession, 1990. The Banana Republic time, as Paul Keating said, or the recession we had to have, what Paul Keating once said famously. So that was that period. So I didn't have a job. We were doing casual jobs in the factory, in the anywhere and everywhere, whatever we got, we sort of did it. So and I was sort of putting up in a place, small 2-room house behind a couple of shops in Lidcombe. And I had a room partner as well, who was a Filipino. So when Shushmita came, she was surprised. She said, you didn't tell me that. I said, I told you that when you come, you might have to live in, you don't dream of big houses like you only look at the west, but I live in a jhopri. You know the JJ colonies in Delhi? So I belong to the JJ colony area. The Jhuggi Jhopri colony area. So I said, I said, why?
Aam Aadmi
Party, yes. That's new Aam Aadmi Party. Before it was called Jhuggi Jhopri PPD Party, Now it's called Aam Aadmi. So she said, why? I said, yes, see how it happens. And then one day it was raining, so it started to drip from the roof, the water was falling. And then I had to put my bucket in. I said, you put it on the side, 2-3 buckets, and collect the water and throw it. So that's the experience with which we started our life in Lidcombe, and then slowly we progressed from there to another apartment in Lidcombe, stayed there, then bought our first house in Granville in 1995, and then now we have moved to Kellyville, where we bought a house and we've settled there. So finally we have some sort of semblance of a balance of life, and have our own stable jobs, and life is going on pretty well. But everything is fine. And before I finish, I would like to say something about my son as well. My son was born in Auburn in 1993, so that was a good occasion for us. And then after that, in 1995, my sister moved from Nigeria to here, so they wanted to come here, so I helped her to come here. So my sister Suparna Datta, she's here, and my brother-in-law Anke Datta, they came from Nigeria. Mr. Bhargav knows them. So I got them here, and then finally I was able to bring my parents, because only 2 of us in the family, me and my sister, so it was easier for me to bring my parents up in Australia. So now they are in Australia with me, and so that's pretty good for us. So I think that's good enough and about me and what's happening. And before I finish, I would like to sort of thank 2 of my classmates, Rashmi Arora, sorry, not Arora. It is the one, sorry. Sorry. Oh, you are a solicitor, man, you will sue me. I forgot you're studying law now. And Dr. Mukesh Sharma, he's also my classmate. So they are mates from my college days, Mukesh and Rashmi. And then I've got another mate sitting there. The man, where is the hat today? You don't, where the man with the hat? The famous man, the evergreen man, Naresh Sirohi, my classmate from Pusa as well. So these are my classmates. And then I've got 2 seniors there, Mr. Sandeep Chatterjee and his wife here, Sita. And then Pradeep Dev, where are you? Pradeep? There's Pradeep Dev. He's also my college senior from Institute of Hotel and Catering Management, Pusa, New Delhi. And then we have 2 of my other mates, Lalit Pandey. He is the mate with whom I started my career in Oberoi. He's my cycling partner. We used to take our cycle from Jorbagh, Lodi Road, then through Dayal Singh College, and through, what is it called? There was a golf links, and then Lodi Hotel and Zakir Hussain Marg, and go inside the hotel and park it and go to work. So he's my batchmate now. He is like, Lalit Pandey is alright? Sorry? Okay, chauffeur, no. And you're also cycle mate. We used to go and cycle. My BSA and you're a rally, I think. Mine was BSA cycle, yours is a rally. It went pretty well. And then another friend of mine, he's also from Oberoi, Mr. Praveen Kumar Nilaya. So that's all it is. And then finally, I would like to thank my friend, very close friend, Alok Srivastava. He's always there to help me out. And so I acknowledge that, Mr. Srivastava. So I think that's it then. But I wish to thank everyone in this function hall whom I couldn't acknowledge personally, but who have found time to grace this occasion. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself. He is with my mother across there is a nursing home where my mother is. I was supposed to get my mother, but last month she has been to the hospital 3 times. Now she cannot stand up and walk as well properly, so it's a bit tragic. I was hoping and expecting she will be here. But she's unable to stand and walk, and now she can't be raised. She has to be lifted up in a machine and put on a wheelchair, so I can't get her in. So it's a bit sad for me. But I was hoping my dad should be here. Donator, is he coming? Oh, okay, he's going to bring me. At least my dad is coming, so that will be good for us. At least he can bless us. Okay. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourself.
Hirok obviously told me a lot of stories about that. Growing up with Mama and Mamani, basically Hirok being my best friend since childhood. I know a few stories myself, but I think I'll keep them to myself for tonight. Just so you know, guys, the buffet behind you has the entree, so one of you, if you like, please go ahead and help yourselves to the entree. Next up, we have a surprise poem about the lovely couple by Punamanti.
I'd like to begin with congratulating Sushmita and Shekhar on the wonderful occasion. 25 years is a long time, and I've just written a little poem for them. It is in Hindi, and it is, I hope it's not boring or long. आज हम सब आए हैं संग मनाने रजत जयंती अपने ही जुबली कुमारों की। 3 मार्च 1990 के दिन अग्नि के साथ फेरे किए, विवाह के पवित्र बंधन में बंधे, हाथ में हाथ लिए, जीवन की अनजान राहों पर चल दिए 2 अजनबी, सुष्मिता और हिमाद्री, जो पहले बने दोस्त, फिर हमसफर और अब हैं अतुल्य जीवन साथी। And now just a little bit about them. विपरीत आकर्षण का ऐसा अनोखा मेल तो शायद साइंस में भी आपने ना देखा होगा। एक शांत हंसमुख राधा सा गोरा तो दूजा अनप्रेडिक्टेबल कृष्ण सांवरा, एक डिप्लोमैट शांति के पथ पर चलने वाला तो दूसरा ऑनेस्टी इज द बेस्ट पॉलिसी में विश्वास रखने वाला। 2 दिल और धड़कने, 2 तन और मन है एक, ये तो सब बातें हैं पुरानी, इस अनोखे जोड़े में तो हमने पाया है। आंखें 4 पर नजर एक है, धड़कन 2 पर आवाज एक है, राग अनेक पर सुर एक ही है। Bit about their lives. 25 वर्ष का लंबा सफर गुजर गया पलक झपक, प्रेम के रंगी धागों से बुना कर्तव्य का सतरंगी चोला पहने, गोद में नन्हा चमकता हीरा लिए, प्यार और विश्वास से बंधा जीवन पथ पर चला जा रहा है ये बेजोड़ जोड़ा, नजर न लगे इन्हें किसी की। एंड विद बेस्ट विशेस फॉर द फ्यूचर, जीवन के धूप छाँव के इस खेल में आने वाले कल के लिए दिल से बस दुआ ये निकले, ऊपर वाले का साया साथ हमेशा चले, बड़े बुजुर्गों का आशीर्वाद मार्ग दिखाए, अपनों के प्रेम की रिमझिम बरसे सदा और दोस्तों के स्नेह की अनंत दरिया करे। फूलों से सजे हो रास्ते तुम्हारे, कांटों का कहीं निशान न हो, हर सांस खुशी से हो भरी, गम का कभी एहसास न हो, सुख संपत्ति से भरा हो जीवन, इस प्रेम कथा का कभी अंत न हो।
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to resume tonight's entertainment. Next up, a little bit of a surprise for you all. We weren't sure if he would get up, but he thought for his